Look at them right here. We've got Orlando Bloom and wife Miranda Kerr. Well, they've been stealing headlines as they jet set around the globe promoting Orlando's new movie, The Three Musketeers. Jeremy Parsons snagged a few minutes with Bloom in London to talk about his family, the Three Musketeers, Pirates of the Caribbean, even Orlando's trendy fashion. Take a look.
Yes, guys, Orlando Bloom is back in another swashbuckling adventure of sorts, this time as the well-dressed Duke of Buckingham in the all-new Three Musketeers movie. I sat down with Orlando here in London to find out how he thinks this movie compares to Pirates.
The Musketeers were more kind of like superheroes of their time, you know what I mean? They're kind of like weapons experts. I suppose there's a feeling of that because it's sort of a period action-adventure movie, isn't it? And this is basically a 2011, 2012 sort of irreverent new version of that.
Orlando Bloom as the Duke of Buckingham becomes the fashion envy of the King of France in The Three Musketeers, an effortless feat for the actor on and off screen, possibly thanks to some good advice from his supermodel wife, Miranda Kerr.
Your wife is a fashionista of sorts. What's the #1 piece of advice or tweak that she gives you?
Probably just if it's comfortable, it's going to work, isn't it? I mean, there's sort of. I think so. You know, I don't know.
My wife would disagree. She's immediately going to throw flags to that one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's what it is because I'm like, I ain't wearing uncomfortable. But I got to tell you though that the funny thing is, like, the costume for the Duke of Buckingham, he was the King of England's favourite courtier, so he was incredibly wealthy, and they really wore their wealth. They wore it on their person. So the jewels, the pearl earring, the bright coloured costumes. You know, he's like his costume in jesting with the King of France. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like I represent so much more than you because I have the power of the British Empire behind me.
This family-friendly installment of the classic Musketeer story is fitting as Bloom and Kerr recently had their first child.
You are obviously a proud father. You're in headlines and photos and things as a very proud father. Is it of value to you now in terms of the movies you choose to do stuff that your kids are going to enjoy?
I think my son will really enjoy this when he's 13, probably.
He's got a few years.
He's got a few years to go. But no, I mean, yeah, of course I want Flynn to enjoy what I'm doing, but it hasn't really had a huge impact on what I want to do. No.